Hello, I'm John, the executive producer here at Final Show Films. I got a few notes for you before the show. First, I want to thank you all for watching. We couldn't do what we do or the amount of things that we do without the support of you, the viewer. If you want to support us financially, which we always appreciate, you can go to our Patreon page at patreon.com/fsfilms, where you can donate as little as $1 a month to help us continue this and all the things that we do. I want to give a special shout out to our $25 supporters, Antitonic, Waterflame, and Samantha Bates. Second, I want to let you all know that we here at Final Show Films are planning a little get-together up at Gen Con this year. That's August 2nd through 5th up at Indianapolis. We're going to be up there just sort of hanging out, enjoying the con, spending time together, and if any of you guys want to come up and say hi, please feel free. We don't bite unless you want us to. And if you enjoy whatever it is you're about to watch or listen to, be sure to check out our website at finalshowfilms.com, where you can find links to all of our other content, both podcast and video. And be sure to follow me at John A. Bates on Twitter for more updates on all of the content we're creating in the future. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy. We're live for now.
Hello,
Fuck
everybody.
Skype.
Yes, by all means, do whatever twisted physical acts that you need to with your software.
So
It's
long
entirely
as
up
your
to you
software
people.
consents.
Yes,
I was
consensually.
getting there. And welcome to Changeling, everyone. I'm Jack. I'm the storyteller for the World of Darkness Chronicle we have running here at Final Show Films in Grover Green, our Changeling the Lost story that's happening in the city of Baltimore. And with me tonight are several of our cast. We do have a few absences, but we'll get to that later. Joining us, however, is Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara, and I'm playing List the Wizened Oracle.
And William.
Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Phage, the Ogre Gristle Grinder.
And Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I am playing Adele, Darkling Gravewhite, and John is objectively wrong about some things.
And Holly.
Hi, I'm Holly. I'm playing Lark, the Beast Wing.
And John.
I'm John. I'm dual cast tonight as both Neurophyrus, the Elemental Fireheart, and the Mad Goblin Tinker behind the scenes, making sure things are running properly.
We all know which one of those is the most important. Mechatork. Anyway, so last time we were here in Baltimore, the Autumn Court had brought out a tour de force performance for the Samhain Night Festival, bringing some thrills, chills, and trauma to everyone. Few discoveries were made in the wake of that event, but we are picking up the following morning after everyone has had a bit of time at least to rest and recuperate a bit, and Liz is once again awakened by her radio switching on. Such a dark and fated evening as last was well in keeping with the reputations of our ruling court, wouldn't you say? For myself, I'll confess quite freely that terrors aplenty abounded, some old, some new. And those of you what dismiss last night's events as cheap thrills or the rattle of a bully's truncheon would do well to consider how quickly fear can teach us who and what we are. And a changeling who rightly knows exactly who they are. Now there's a creature what can bring terror to even the most secure. Make no mistake, there's power locked up in those icy bones of yours, listener, even if it was first forged by a hand accursed. This morning, a light rain falls over the chilly streets of Baltimore as the month turns. You awaken, the first morning of November, to a world of slate gray indifference. This evening, the night gallery opens for another event. Your motley will once again ensure the glamour flows freely into the hungry hands of the freehold. But many other things move within the shadows beneath the surface, and some of those touch quite closely to your lives. So how do you all intend to begin this morning?
I wake up, theoretically gaining some glamour in that process?
No glamour, but one willpower.
Or one willpower, that's right. That's what we get back on.
Yeah.
I forget what so many mechanics. World of Darkness developers. Do you know how many mechanics you have in your system? I don't think you do, because you keep adding more.
And we regain a health, right? Or a bashing.
If you've got bashing damage, you regain one of those pretty much every 15 minutes.
Sweet.
All of the bashing damage, however, all of the bashing damage would have recovered overnight. Yes.
Cool. All right.
Sorry, I wake up and gain a willpower back,
Yes.
which I was already full on, so it doesn't matter.
Mhm.
Principle of the thing.
Was I able to? No, I probably wasn't, because I was actually sleeping. I assume I wasn't able to mess with my fetch's dreams in the night.
Not that night, no.
Okay. Are we as a group? Where did we end up going home? Are we
Back to the crack house.
back at our crack house? All right, sweet.
Yep.
Sweet. Probably going to see if Adele is awake yet.
What time is it?
I'll probably say 8, 9 a.m.
No,
Cool.
absolutely not.
Wake her up.
Cool. No, wake her up.
I mean, you can.
Have we established whether or not this house has internet yet?
The crack house?
The crack house? I believe it does.
Yes,
Okay.
there is internet at the crack house.
Have we established whether or not I have a laptop?
We have not. You do not.
Okay. Is that something you can get with 2 dots of resources?
You'd have to roll for it, but probably.
I'm going to head out and try to get some equipment, because apparently in the past month or so I haven't thought to get basic necessities like a laptop.
No, well, I mean, you guys have that sort of thing at the club.
Welcome to a world in which a laptop is considered a basic necessity.
Yeah.
Also known as the modern world.
I was going to say the first world, but yeah.
Yeah, the modern first world, that's fair.
So go ahead
I
and roll
also-
me your resources.
I also like the idea of knock, 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 no answer. I could just wake her up where she has a laptop right next to her. No, I'll go out and buy one instead. That's much more convenient.
If I have to rely
No,
on... If I have to rely on someone else's laptop, nothing... Anyways. 0 successes.
You are not currently able to find a laptop within your price range.
Well, damn. Am I able to find a desktop?
No. You're not currently able to find a computer to purchase currently.
Well.
But you know where there is one that you can use, and that's at the Night Gallery.
Yeah, I'll just head over to the gallery then, while
Okay.
everyone else is going about their daily stuff. And I'm doing the things that I would have been doing if I had been here in person the previous few sessions, which is investigating any information that I can find that's publicly available on my fetch.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry, this is amusing to me.
That's why I was going to go to Adele
incredibly
first, but Adele is asleep. So
Again, you can just
Okay.
wake her up.
no, I'm not waking her up.
Meanwhile,
I'm
the
not
rest
rude
of you,
like the rest of you.
So knock
Lark,
on the door.
Phage, Liz, what are you up to?
Well, Phage is at a different building right now, so
Yes. But you're waking up roughly the same time.
yeah.
The radio talked again. I'm downstairs. Is Lark down there?
But Lark's probably coming downstairs.
Okay. I'm going to the library. Do you want to come with? Or
Why are you going to the library?
to look stuff up? They have computers there.
You know Adele has a computer.
Yeah, but she's cranky in the morning. And also I need books.
All right, I'll come with you.
Okay. I'm going to go to the library.
All right.
Before Lark leaves, she's going to give that information that Will gave her to Neo.
Okay.
and let him
Sounds
know
good.
that it's the contact information.
All right, cool.
Sweet.
We will drop that in his journal for when Raphael returns.
No one wants to wake Adele up. Not the only one.
That's because
course.
Liz doesn't like Adele right now.
I'm aware.
But Nero and Adele are fine, so I don't understand this. All right.
This is why Nero and Adele are fine. Nero doesn't wake Adele up when she's sleeping.
No, I'm not fine with Adele because of other reasons.
Because of very, very valid reasons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Objectively so.
All right. And Phage.
Yeah, she's mostly just going to wake up in the morning and mostly have light conversation with Paige and see. It's only been a few days since they last spoke, but see what's been going on. See if she wants to come with Phage to the night gallery since she was interested in it last time.
About how long are you planning to spend at Paige's apartment this morning?
Probably just the first couple of hours, and
Okay.
then
It takes Paige a while to drag herself out of the wreck.
yeah.
She's willing to talk, but she is obviously exhausted,
Yeah.
pretty heavily so. And but no, so you've probably been up for a good hour or two before she even stirs, and it's probably about 30 or 40 minutes after that before she actually crawls out of bed and starts self-medicating with coffee. But yeah, no, she's willing to come along tonight. She says that sounds like fun.
All right, you want to get something to eat? You know, something more substantial than what we got lying around here.
Okay, yeah.
And we'll head out, get some breakfast. Actually, some decently filling and energizing breakfast aside from this.
Okay, sounds good. Easy enough to find. There's plenty of places to belly up to the bar in a place like Baltimore. And whether you're looking for something light or something a little more dense, you can find what you're after.
I mean, in the case of Phage, it's porque no las dos, but
Right. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no. You spend a good hour and a half just driving around, getting breakfast. Of course, kind of bundling up to take a motorcycle ride in rain. But you managed to get things settled to everybody's satisfaction. And Paige asks what time that you want her to meet you at the club tonight.
what time does it open?
Generally, you guys have been doing pretty much like an 8 or a 9 p.m. open. I mean, this is only the second night the place has been open to the public, but that is sort of the projected schedule.
I'll tell her that it opens at 9, but if you want to show up a few minutes early, I'm one of the ones that handles letting people in when it opens up, so I'll meet you there.
Okay. She laughs and gives you a wide smile and a nod. Sounds great. I'll see you there.
All right. And after we've had breakfast, some conversation, I'll take her back to her place, and then
She will actually have you drop her off elsewhere.
All right.
She has an internship that she's applying for, and
right.
and she's got a few things to get settled before she heads over there that she wants to catch up on. But close to City Hall. Given her political leanings,
Right.
not surprising.
Let me know if you need a ride back.
Thanks. Yeah, I'll text you if anything.
All right.
Wish me luck.
Good luck.
See you later.
And she will then head back to the crack house to check on everybody.
There we go. So when you arrive at the crack house, Adele might be stirring by now. Everybody else is gone. Starting with Lark and Liz, who are headed off to the library.
Yes.
Are you looking for anything particular in terms of which library?
I am looking. So I need a computer because I have to do some Googling.
Okay.
And I also want books on plant gardening.
Okay.
And yeah.
So the closest library to you guys is probably one of the Enoch Pratt branches.
Okay.
Up in probably the one up in Druid Heights.
All right.
How
big is that library? Is it?
That one is. It's a free public library, so it's nothing super fancy.
Okay.
But it gets its job done.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a number of mundane sort of books and things that are available there. If you're looking for stuff on gardening, they definitely have that in the hobby section.
All right.
And the computers are kind of packed. When you get there, you
even this early?
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like the free library is pretty heavily trafficked. It's not fantastically funded.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't have nearly as many computers as would meet demand. And you will have to probably wait an hour or two because you have to actually sign up for a time slot to use one of the publicly accessible computer systems.
Okay. I will.
But if you want to burn an hour or two reading about gardening, you could probably.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yep.
So the first process in the sequence, of course, is the mandatory sign up for a library card, which
I have one. I got one
already?
with my ID.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. I already have a library card.
Yep. So you already have a library card.
Yes.
Lark, I believe, does not. So Lark would need to sign up if Lark is looking to check anything out or use any of the computers.
Lark's mainly just there to keep an eye on this right now.
Okay. All right. We're doing the wise and babysitting maneuver. Cool.
Yes.
Excellent. So yeah, give me a intelligence and academics roll as you're looking for information on gardening and horticulture and such.
Okay.
And I'll give you a +2 because you're in a library.
Sweet.
So you're in a place where this knowledge is supposed to be accessible.
Yes. One success.
Okay, so you're able to find a number of decent books on the topic. They have gardening. Are you looking for any specific topic or just general? How do you make plants do the grow thing?
Yeah, and more like I guess she would try and do, because I know that spending time in the hedge is difficult because time might pass differently, and so I probably don't want to be spending a lot of time directly having to tend to these plants all the time. Sort of self-sustaining. What's good? How do I fertilize so that I don't have to be there all the time, basically.
Okay. Yeah, so you're able to find information on fertilizers, composition, the dangers of over-fertilization, the history of soil enrichment, things like that, catch the fish, cut the heads off, you eat the fish, you put the heads around the plant, that sort of thing,
Okay.
In terms of like earlier Native American agricultural attempts and techniques, things like that. And just a history of plant husbandry across the globe, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go circle around by the computers again.
Okay. Yeah, by this time, enough time has passed that your slot is now open and you have 30 minutes on the computer.
Sweet. Okay. And there, I am looking for, where's the notes? And there were only 2 notes that we found so far, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I am looking for Fleet Street in Baltimore. Where is that?
Okay. So when you type it into Google Maps, it turns out that Fleet Street is an east-west running map, or running street, I should say, in the north area of Canton and Fells Point, running all the way down to the Inner Harbor and extending out to South Haven.
Also got a weird barber right above a meat pie shop.
No barbers, no meat pies.
Thank you.
No
That's
no
right.
Sweeney Todd's, no
Not
yet,
Mrs.
not
Lovitz.
yet.
I couldn't not make the reference.
I know. But yeah, it's kind of it's closer to the waterfront than a lot of the other parts of Baltimore are, but not directly along the Patapsco.
Okay. And let's see. Because I'm still trying to find this on the map. Is that a fairly long road? Can I tell if it breaks anywhere or?
It's pretty straight.
Okay.
It stops kind of right where President Street. It kind of tees into that along the right there by Columbus Park and the Civil War Museum and a few other things down by some of the bigger waterfront hotels, and then it runs almost due east past Patterson Park, which is one of the larger public parks in Baltimore. It's only about a block away from that, block south, through Fells Point, Canton, and then goes out to sort of in between Hollandtown and Brewers Hill. It's maybe not quite, roughly a mile or so, I believe. You'd be looking at, or sorry, 2 miles, not 1.
2 miles. Okay.
Yeah, it's about 2 miles long.
All right. Let's narrow it down. I know that, so there's a gate. I assume that this is not a normal gate. I assume that this is a gate into the hedge. So, and I know that gates in the hedge generally cause weird things around them. So I am looking. Are there ghost tours?
Ghost stories.
Yeah. Yeah, ghost stories, weird Baltimore. I'm searching with words like that.
Okay.
Baltimore.
There is
Yeah.
a cornucopia
Oh,
of
right.
ghost stories. There is an embarrassment of ghost stories as far as Baltimore is concerned. Any city that fostered Edgar Allan Poe has its levels of darkness and shadows and horror and urban legends. Some of the more famous ghost stories, of course, are focused around Poe and his writings. The most famous ghost herself is known as Black Aggie, who apparently haunts the Druid Ridge Cemetery. Up in Pikesville.
Okay. I'm specifically looking for ones around or near Fleet Street.
Okay. Yeah, Pikesville is a little outside Baltimore.
Yeah.
But that's the one that gets you the most hits.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of ghosts around Fleet Street, not really much.
Ghosts or any like
crops up.
weird like conspiracy theory. I'm looking on all the weird websites.
Okay. I mean, the headquarters of one of the companies for Baltimore Ghost Tours is just a little ways south of Fleet Street, down in Fells Point.
Okay.
But as far as weird things around Fleet Street, you feel like, I mean, there's probably about 5 or 6 ghost story books that you're able to collect that are actually in this library branch. For the more sophisticated stuff, you'd either have to go interlibrary loan or go to the actual Enoch Pratt library, which is the big granddaddy one.
Okay. All right. Okay. And then I Google my old name
Okay.
to see what's there.
Give me an intelligence and computers -1 on this one. It's kind of it's pretty obscure.
Okay. That's gonna make it a chance die.
Okay.
Do-do-do. Nope.
Okay. Yeah. No, you're not able to find anything on you.
Okay. All right. Good. Okay. I think I'm good here. I circle back around. Is Lark just sitting there in a corner looking bored?
Mark was kind of just looking over your shoulder.
Okay.
You're
Okay.
doing-
Did you want me to find anything?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay. All right. Do-do-do-do-do-do. I'm also gonna look up because she seems to be pretty famous. I'm gonna look up what's her name? Damn it, it's completely gone out of my head.
Sunset Blue.
Sunset Blue. There we go. That's it. Thanks.
Okay.
Yes.
Same roll.
Okay.
Intelligence computers -1.
Okay.
So another chance die.
Yeah, another chance die. I'm not good at computers. Nope.
That was almost a bad thing.
It was almost terrible.
Yep. Yeah. No. As you're looking around to try and see if you've got anything on, you can find any references to Sunset. Nothing comes up.
Okay.
And you even do some just like, hey, maybe I could find some information on, social media, whatever. Nothing. Not even like pictures that you think might be. You even look like blue hair, dancing, Baltimore, and just like look for all the photos you can find, and it's like she doesn't show up in any of them.
All right, I think that's probably using up my 30 minutes there.
Yep, you're coming about to the edge of that.
Okay.
You get pictures of very beautiful blue horizons at sunrise. Sunset, rather.
Yep. All right. Okay. Did you want to do anything?
Right.
You're just following me around.
No, I don't really have much to do here.
Okay. Because I wanted to go find the other library. There's a bigger one.
Okay.
Did you want to come with again?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Because you never finished your date, and that's a thing. So.
Yeah. What time is it right now?
Right about now, you're pushing 11 a.m. probably.
Okay. Lark is going to send Barnaby a text.
Okay.
Just saying, like, sorry we didn't get to spend much time together last night. Are you free today?
You will get a text back after about 20 minutes or so.
Mm-hmm.
Busy this afternoon, but I'm planning on being at the gallery tonight. Will you be there?
She'll text back, yes.
I'll see you there then, unless I magically get free, and then I'll let you know.
All right.
Emphasis on that magic bit.
But yeah, you guys can drive down to to Mulberry Street, to the big granddaddy Enoch Pratt Library, which is a unique building, to be sure. But we will touch base with that when we get to that moment. Currently, though, we're switching over to Nero, who's over at the Night Gallery, co-opting a computer that happens to be there, I assume.
Yeah, probably up in the office.
Okay. What you looking for specifics?
I am just doing a generic Google search. I'm not trying to get deep. I'm just looking for surface level information.
Okay.
Googling, not at the same time, but in this order: John Carver, Jonathan Blackwood, and Grigory Antonov.
Okay.
And just seeing if anything interesting pops up on the first page or so.
John Carver's results. Well, actually, give me an intelligence and computers.
This is just basically to see where am I starting from. What's the surface level information? Intelligence and computer.
Are you the person in the party that actually has computers?
I do.
There you
Yay.
go.
I just don't have intelligence. One success.
All right. So for John Carver, you find several mentions of investigations, which you're able to sort of narrow down as occurring mostly within the Western Precinct, which the headquarters for the Western District is surprisingly close. You literally almost have to drive directly past it to get from the crack house to the Night Gallery.
Okay.
It's almost quicker stepping out the front door of your crack house to walk to the Baltimore Police Department Western District headquarters than it is to drive there for you guys.
Okay.
It's quite literally like 3 blocks away from your house, which is a little disconcerting to you. Discovering that your fetch is pretty much within a long lunch of showing up on your doorstep.
Yeah. As far as I can tell, though, he doesn't have any like magical "he is there" sense. It's just sort of he knows that I am in the city, or he knows that I am extant.
He knows that you are extant in the city. The night that you first shared about his existence to the rest of the motley, Adele definitely knew, and I believe informed everybody of the fact that if you get within a certain distance of a fetch, they will automatically know you are there.
Yeah.
So exactly what you said.
Right. So yes, he does definitely have magical senses that will tell him if you're close.
But did we establish how close that was?
You're not entirely sure.
Okay. So I have no idea if no idea if he actually knows where the house is. Just that he is fairly close.
Right.
Okay. And so anything else that pops up, like just his name on any recent arrests or?
Nothing particularly recent. And you know that standard police operating procedure is that you don't. Recent investigations are the ones that you want as little news about as possible, and most of the stuff where his name crops up in media or in news articles is probably at least 6 months old.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, then after that, moving straight on to Jonathan Blackwood.
Okay. Give me another roll on that one.
And if you need to know who any of these people are, if you need a refresher on who any of these people are, they are in the bio section of my character sheet.
Mm-hmm. No, I am familiar.
0 successes.
Okay, yeah. Nothing on Blackwood.
Wasn't expecting much, but
yeah, he does not seem to be. He has either not been active, might be dead, could have changed his name, or just hasn't been doing much of note.
Or has been behaving as one with a false with a with a witness protection identity should be behaving.
Should be behaving. Yes, most
Okay.
like. Yeah. Yeah. No, and like trying to pull the moon out of a puddle of water.
Yeah. All right. And then Jonathan Black, not Jonathan, sorry, and then Gregory Antonov.
Yes. Let's roll for him. Same one.
0 successes.
There's a number of Antonovs. There's actually a number of Grigory Antonovs. There's at least 10 or so that you can find at least mentioned as far as contact information or presence operating in Baltimore within the last year or so would be concerned. None of them, you're not able to find enough information at this point to narrow down which, if any of them, are the Grigory Antonov you're looking for.
Okay.
But there are some out there.
That's also good because it means he hasn't been arrested.
Yeah, definitely no arrest reports specifically that way. Could be he's either gotten in deep enough that he's beneath the surface, or he's cleaned up his act and is not nearly as much a person of interest, or anything in the middle.
With the information I was able to find about John Carver, was any of it like a Facebook page? Out of curiosity.
No. I mean, you have found his Facebook page, I believe, once before. Or, I mean, you've found bits of him on Facebook.
I haven't. No.
Adele
That's right.
Adele did.
Adele was the one. Yes. No, none of your
I'm
research.
glad I spent
brought
all
up-
this time on that.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. None of your research brings up Facebook stuff.
Okay, just wanted to come
Yeah.
on because I met a fake kid that may or may not have been his kid, and I don't know if it's real or not, and I wasn't sure. Okay, then I'm probably just after that. I have an idea of where I need to begin, so I will text Adele and see if she's up yet or not.
By this point, it is 10:30ish, and Adele, your phone buzzes on whatever surface you have
This
nearby.
is before Paige gets there.
Yes.
Okay. And she's probably waking up at this point.
Okay. So yeah, you're definitely getting a message from Nero.
Which reads,
Are you up yet?
it responds back, no, eyes rolled.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Oh my goodness.
You've arrived at the crack house.
There is no response because that sounds like, okay, I didn't really have anything.
Well, no. After a minute, Nero will then text again. He was being sarcastic.
I understand that. I'm just saying.
After a minute,
Text.
what have you found any? I know you've been looking into John Carver. Have you found anything worth sharing?
Not over text message.
A yes is enough. I will be back at the house in a minute.
It's not enough because then you might say, well, how do we kill him? Or whatever the case may be.
You don't text about that shit, man. You're a cop. You should know this. All right. So, Nero, you're headed back to the crack house?
I know they don't have an FBI warrant on my phone, so going.
Do
back
you,
to the
though?
house. Yes.
Do you?
This is World of Darkness. Do you think that stops anybody?
Yes.
You're wrong.
You sweet summer child.
Because evidence that is not
Literally.
admissible in court is still not admissible in court, even in World of Darkness.
unless you've paid off the judge.
Right.
Oh, you're all so paranoid. It's great.
No, I just know how the world of darkness works.
Dear storytellers, would you like a setting that is very similar to the world you live in, but is completely slanted in your favor to fuck over your players as much as humanly possible? Have we got a deal for you?
And also, do you not want to play Paranoia?
Right. And do you not want to play Paranoia? Yeah,
Mm.
that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, head back to the house.
All right. So we're going to say Phage and Nero are both arriving roughly at the same time.
Okay.
Two separate motorcycles
Adele
pull
in-
up.
Right. And Adele is awake.
And the sniper rifle takes aim. Oh wait, it's fine. No. Yep, no, she's downstairs.
Naomi's
at
not
this point.
here.
Naomi's player isn't even here.
Head in, and upstairs to find Adele.
Okay.
I just said I was downstairs
head
and
in.
dressed.
Sorry, I missed the downstairs part of that
So you walk in
because we were
Adele's
making
downstairs.
jokes about Naomi sniping people. So this may or may not be interesting to you guys, but you know the precinct that my fetch works at is about 3 blocks that way. I say pointing in a direction.
Oh yes, I know. I've been looking into your fetch.
Yeah,
Huh.
Southeast.
that's something to be
It's
aware of at
unfortunate.
least.
Yes.
Oh, what have you found, if anything?
I don't want to say I pretty much regurgitate what you found. but
Yeah.
I pretty much regurgitate. I did some looking in. I don't know how much this is relevant to you.
Mhm.
However, he started in Central Precinct, as in Western Precinct now, mostly in the Union Square and Harlem Park areas. He does have a Facebook account. He doesn't use it much. Are you familiar with? You probably wouldn't be, but maybe. Are you familiar with somebody named William Charles?
No. Unless I am storyteller.
Nope, you're not. What you remember? You worked in Central for the most part before
Yeah.
you were taken,
Yeah.
so that matches.
I remember working in Central. So that makes sense.
He's
I know a Charles,
apparently-
not a William Charles.
He is apparently at least a good enough associate of Fake You that he was able to convince Fake You to get said Facebook account. It doesn't look like he is particularly active on it, which doesn't surprise me. My assumption is that he's probably not going to have a very strong, and I've looked in other places but wasn't able to find, like, Twitter or Instagram, or I
Yeah.
didn't look at Tumblr, but I'm assuming that he will not have any such social media accounts
Probably not.
that he
but still worth
uses
checking.
regularly.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate. That makes it very difficult to figure out his his traveling habits, his daily routine, and the other things that we will need to murder him.
Right. I have a couple of people that I can start asking about to get more information on him for. Though they're both tricky to approach for various reasons. One is currently active, I'm pretty certain, criminal element in the city. The other is a criminal informant that lives here in the city as well, who hasn't been popping up on any radars, so has probably maintained that status. Either that or is dead.
I had a thought.
Yep.
Adele's like, if he's dead, this will be much easier. He's probably starved for conversation.
That is a very good point. But my thought was, I was not able to narrow down the key thing that we are going to need to know is where it lives. Once we find out where it lives, it will be relatively easy to destroy it. And, well, let's be honest, your former line of work is not a safe one. It will be very easy to set it up to look like retaliatory violence, something to that effect.
No, we can make plans like that once we have more information.
Yes, we need to know where he is, how close of friends it actually has. Sorry, I keep saying it actually has.
I may have an idea for how we can find out where it lives. Do you happen to be friends with anybody who is former military or was at any point that lives in the city?
Immediately off the top of my head, I have no such individuals. However, I do have a bit of a connection with, let's call them some of the other communities of Baltimore. I am willing to bet there is somebody in there who is former military. It's not somebody I personally know, though.
Yeah.
Why do you ask?
My older brother, Travis Carver. No, he dishonorably discharged from the Marines and was never able to bounce back afterwards.
Okay.
But as far as I'm aware, at least while I was here, he never got a job or anything. Never got a legit job at the very least. But he may still have ties to other me. And that might be a way to, at least an easier to approach way to get personal information of a personal nature. All the other options are not good. Don't know if that helps you or not.
That depends on your definition of the term "not good."
A lawyer and lives in Washington, D.C.
I have a lawyer who lives here. I believe I had him looking into some things anyways. If I'm not wrong. Anyway.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Looking into cases that had been worked and the like.
Well, if you have a lawyer, Sylvia, sister, also a lawyer. If that's something you would like to approach through, yeah.
That would be potentially useful. I was going to, as I just expressed, I have contacts and a certain amount of, I don't want to say influence, but a certain amount of voice within certain subcultures that are not necessarily high society, shall we say?
Mm-hmm.
This is not our first option. Our first option is going to be something else. But those groups are often portrayed as being very much oppressed by those in your former profession.
Mm-hmm.
It would not be difficult to fan those flames. And if that puts somebody in a very public, not public, but if that puts pressure on somebody, that somebody is likely to make more mistakes and perhaps may reveal things like where he lives. Or at least at that point, if not where he lives, because he might be careful about that, it might be careful about that, where they are staying now.
Okay.
It's a thought. It's not the best option because I would rather not. That could throw more public scrutiny on this situation, which would not be good. But if we can't find the answer some other way.
This whole situation has me a bit muddled, so having a thought is better than not having one.
In general, I agree with that
Yeah.
statement. But so you said lawyer Sylvia.
Sylvia and Travis, sister and brother, older siblings, both. Sylvia's a lawyer. Travis, unemployed, or at least was years ago. May not be anymore, but former military, dishonorably discharged. Sylvia's a government prosecutor, though, so
Okay.
I don't know I don't know which side of the bar your lawyer works on, but
of private. Does not generally handle criminal cases so much, but
But all lawyers know each other, right?
Yeah, they're like Australians.
I mean, no, but they work with the same. They work within the same circles. They might know somebody who might know somebody who.
yeah.
I was just looking to see if I could find.
Also, if my lawyer is any indication, yes, all lawyers know each other.
Okay, I didn't have an info. But yes, I can certainly see if we can find out through that connection. It is definitely a better choice than, well, my best option, which was you wouldn't be able to do this, but I might. Waiting outside the precinct and following your section.
Yeah, let's try not to do any.
I can be sneaky when I want to. I realize that normally I stand out.
I'm absolutely positive on that, but let's try not to do anything that puts any of us in direct line of fire if we have other options.
Ultimately, Nero, we're going to be in direct line of fire at some point because I'm not going to trust some random person that we hire to kill.
Yes, but until absolutely necessary.
Fair.
What else is?
I like to think that Phage is just standing off to the side with
Literally,
a huge plate of food, just watching and eating.
Yeah, literally, she's got food and she's just like waiting because this is not her conversation.
These people are actually having this kind of conversation in front of me.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yep. Making plans. Trying to make plans to deal with the problem. Novel, I know.
Sylvia Carver, you said.
Yep. And Travis Carver.
You know, I will simply text my lawyer. Do me a favor. Find out what you can about you said prosecutor?
Yeah.
About
city
a
prosecutor.
City prosecutor named Sylvia Carver. And then wire a little bit of money.
Jeremy showing off the allies background trait.
Go ahead.
Roll something with that, or
Okay, are you using? Do you have allies or contacts?
allies?
Okay. For allies, what you want to do is this. as I turn to the correct page.
Allies is a really good trait. It's a really good background.
Allies is a
trait.
really good trait.
Yep.
So you have allies in which community?
Specifically, the lawyer.
Okay. And how many dots is that?
It's only 1 point.
Okay.
Disreputable, but fairly keepable.
Yes. So minor favors is how deep your influence runs with your lawyer
Right.
friend. But if you're looking to have them either see if they can reach out to the PI you had them hire for updates, or pursue a new line of investigation, that's about a phone call away, because you are also
Yeah.
paying them.
So like I said, what I'm doing is I'm texting him saying, do me a favor, find out everything you can about a city prosecutor named Sylvia Carver, and then I'm wiring some money.
Okay. Response comes back, we'll look into it and have you some answers hopefully by the end of the day.
Love you.
All right.
There is no response.
Adele also likes making him vaguely uncomfortable.
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh,
It is what you do as an autumn court.
at that, probably ask. I'm not sure where to start anymore. Asking around about other contacts.
Other contacts as far as
Criminals.
oh yes.
Wouldn't happen to also be tied into any Russian criminal activity in the city, would you?
Unfortunately, no.
I look over at Phage. Just in case.
Actually,
I was a. No, I
We
don't.
don't judge.
I don't have any criminal connections. If you need me to talk to somebody, I can do that. But no.
I mean, typically people that are good at talking to people have criminal connections, so you know.
You know why I was good at talking to people?
Because
I was always at a bar.
a lot of criminal things happen at bars.
Yeah, and
Hey,
you
you're
know
not making
how
your
I
case
didn't get
better.
you know how I didn't get arrested? Because I talked people away from me when they were doing that shite.
You're not making your case
That
right now.
Like a lot of that doesn't seem like it was a very fun life.
Actually, it was quite fun because I got to have drinks and not get arrested.
I mean, plenty of people do that, even if they are associated with criminal elements. That's
true.
yeah.
You're not making your case better.
In fact, the guy I'm trying to find for information and assistance did both of those things.
See, you're not making me want to help you right now.
remember way
I
back
mean,
in season 1.
To be fair, the idea behind you wanting to help is because otherwise he will uncover very detrimental information, not only about this motley, but about the entire.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm still going to help you if you need me to. You're not making me want to.
Fair enough. One never knows when somebody will make a statement like, I'm looking for somebody associated with Russian criminal elements, and a random person that they weren't expecting will just pop up and go, oh, hey, I know a guy. So it's always worth checking.
Let me put it to you like this. The only person in this city, aside from who is not a changeling, who I have any severe connections to, is a college student currently studying poli-sci?
Yep.
Political science.
Fair enough.
Good to know if we need poli-sci.
I mean, there are very legitimate times where we might need
I didn't.
political theory.
I needed it in school when I was getting my degree.
Laws are just changeable social contracts, anyways.
Anyways.
So
what else do we have other than that?
well, hopefully we should get some information back from my lawyer about your lawyer.
While while I was to sidestep that,
Yes.
is there anything you guys need to catch me up on what's been happening in the last couple of days?
The main thing he missed was, hey, there's a goblin market thing.
Oh, yes. Apparently, Neofly's found his bandmate, who has been captured by hobgoblins and is going to be taken to the goblin market that's opening in a couple of days. And we need to help him get her out.
Yes, that.
Other than that, we went to the wrong brothers and did some tasks for them.
Yeah,
Got some fancy tag for it.
somebody said something about an airship.
Yes, we had to fly an airship. The rest of the group was not helpful.
You crashed an airship? I say, looking at Adele.
Yes.
Liz and I piloted and got shot at in an airship. The rest of the group was not helpful.
It's because I have no experience piloting aircraft.
Neither did we.
Huh.
Yeah.
It didn't really crash it. It was more of a
Uncontrolled
unexpected, uncontrolled descent.
Fall.
We
More
call
of
that
an intentional
crash.
free fall.
So a crash, yeah.
So yes, that was a thing. So I do feel I know that Neophi has put a lot of emotional investment into this situation. I'm not the only person who feels like this is a little bit suspicious, am I?
Oh, it's mighty suspicious. It screams of bait and a trap. But if he's going to go in there, we're going to have his back.
Yes, okay. No, absolutely. I'm not saying we don't. I am just saying the odds that either it is a trap from somebody we don't want to run into, well, it is one way or the other, but that either his butterfly is not aware of or is part of is very high. And I would just wanted to be sure I wasn't the only person who suspected that. Because sometimes it may surprise you, but I can be a little paranoid.
Oh no, I fully expect things to go sideways.
How did he come across this information? Did he tell you?
Did he tell us?
I don't recall.
He
Just
told Liz.
yes.
I don't think we know that he told Liz.
He told Lark.
Lark was there, wasn't?
Actually,
Liz was there for the
Liz was
original
there.
dream.
Liz, yeah.
Lark was there when he went to go and talk to Will about it.
yes, that's actually,
Right,
yeah. Lark's been chasing him down whenever he had to go and find information about it. She'd be the only person that I can think of that'd really know.
I pull out my phone and call Lark.
Which is when we will transit after we take a quick break.
All right, back in a bit. And we're back.
Welcome back, everybody. So, Lark, the Enoch Pratt Library is a magnificent edifice of learning. There is an almost cathedral-like aspect to the halls and the passages that lead into these books. There's a huge sweeping rising columnar architectural style on the inside, and it's an almost ornate building, especially for a library. Ornate in any sense, but for a library it's kind of ridiculously fantastic. And as you step inside, your phone rings.
She'll answer it. Yeah.
Hey, Lark. It's Nero. Question.
Yeah.
About this whole goblin market thing that I'm being informed of as we speak, with Neofly. How did he come across this information?
In the background, Adele is just like this.
Can I hear that through the phone?
No, you cannot hear the face plant.
It's not loud enough.
You cannot hear
do
the
like
gesture.
The full slap.
Liz actually helped him. He had apparently been seeing her in some dreams, and he went into a dream.
Excuse me, miss, if you're going to be on your phone, can you please step outside? This is not an appropriate place for utilizing cellular devices in that manner.
She'll shoot them a look and walk outside.
It's a fucking library. What do you expect?
The fucking library, not a hospital.
Maybe Lex never been in a library before. We'll give her the benefit of the doubt.
Don't think she has.
There are many clearly posted signs that you see on your way out. Speaking on the cell phone, strictly prohibited in the operating areas of the... Yeah, right.
That's fun. Because a lot of public libraries around here don't have that rule. Interestingly.
What was she saying? Oh.
I like the idea that Larky just lost her train of thought.
In annoyance.
You were saying that he dreams.
Yes. Yeah. Liz had been helping him.
Okay.
And yeah, he apparently saw the whole scenario where the goblins were getting ready to take her to the market.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I just wanted to get some clarification on that.
Okay.
Click.
Liz, you have been completely unsupervised for a
Yes.
whole 5 minutes.
Brilliant. Okay.
A nuclear bomb goes off. We all look to the sunset going, what the fuck happened?
I had one job.
Then we learn how radiation resistant changelings are, which might not be much.
It is not.
Fuck
much.
that. That's when we dive into the goddamn hedge.
Yeah.
Bye!
We're going into the hedge and we're not coming out till New York.
Okay. I have gone straight back to crafts. And I'm looking because, listen, there's glamour here. There's always glamour here. Someone's sleeping in this library. I'm going to try and harvest.
Give me a wits and investigation.
Okay. Oh, I get +1 to that. Should I re-roll?
That is, I will leave that up to you.
I will try and re-roll.
Okay.
So +1. It's probably not going to be better. Yep,
It's exactly the same.
3 successes.
All right.
The principal.
You are certainly able to find a pair of individuals in fairly close proximity to each other who are definitely asleep.
Okay. All right. Is there anyone around?
Oh, there's many people around. Not many people seem to be paying attention.
Okay.
But
They're not paying attention. That's good enough.
not many people seem to be paying attention.
Lark comes
Okay.
back
There's a
in.
difference.
Lark comes
Okay.
back in as Liz is getting kicked out for touching people who are sleeping.
No, I'm gonna like fumble around with. I have a book, and I'm just gonna. If are they like in chairs? I'm trying to figure out.
Yes,
the
they
situation.
are in
Okay.
armchairs.
All right.
Big stuffy leather armchairs.
Yep. I'm just gonna like sort of lean against one of the armchairs. I'm just gonna like elbow touch one of their shoulders
Okay.
because I just need to touch. I don't know if it has to be like. Don't know if it has to be specifically on their
If you're
temple or
doing
not.
Forging the Dream, Changeling must stand or sit beside her subject, touching her own temple and that of the dreamer.
Oh dang it! That's okay. All right. Well.
Have to do the somnambulist thing.
Yep. We're gonna try it. It's. Can I keep looking? I was specifically trying to find someone who is sort of in a corner somewhere not.
These are about the most secluded
This is-
people that you're going to find.
Okay. All right then. Okay. I'm gonna try it. Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's make bad decisions.
Give me a dexterity and stealth.
Okay. Do. 2 successes.
Okay.
Also, isn't that just to use the catch?
Yes.
I mean,
I
you could just spend glamour to make glamour.
Yes, but
You
I'm
could,
trying to
but
hoard,
is
I'm
that what
trying
you want
hoard
to do?
Glamour, and we're going into a goblin market. I want to be as close to full as I can get right now.
Got to spend glamour to make glamour.
When is the Goblin Market, by the way?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Day after today. Yep.
Yep.
Commonly known as tomorrow.
Yes.
All right. And let's see. Wits and composure.
I need to go to a fight club tonight so I can make some glamour. Just putting that out there now before it's too late for me to say it.
-3 because they're asleep. Boop. Wow.
Oh yeah.
Whoever it is that you're touching shudders and under their breath a little bit, but doesn't seem to wake.
All right. I'm gonna head on in there. See
Okay.
what's going on?
All right. Let me roll a thing then.
Sweet.
How severe is this person's dream?
Exactly.
Yes.
So, for dream intensity,
This person's lucid dreaming and they're wondering how the hell you got in their dream.
wow.
Oh,
This is an intensity 3
okay.
dream.
Oh goodness. All right.
So,
That's
in
gonna make it fun.
you go.
Yep.
All right. So you go inside and just give me your first wits, empathy, and weird roll
Okay.
with a -3 penalty.
All right. Do-do-do. Okay. And I can click on weird now. There it is. Oh, sorry. I forgot to do the -3. Let me re-roll that.
Okay.
Numbers. Math. There we go. Somehow still the same. 1 success.
Okay. 1 success. So you go in to this dream, and initially it's very dark. It's a little cold. It's a little wet.
Mm.
And you can hear this kind of heavy breathing. There's a level of tenseness, a level of tension and stress here. This is not a calm dream. It's not a full-blown nightmare, but it's kind of dancing on that boundary.
Okay. Well, I've survived one nightmare. That would be pretty easy to push over the edge. This would be important to list. Who was the person? Who was this person? Who did they look like a student?
No,
Why would
this
they-
person looked like they were mid-late 40s,
Okay.
kind of scruffy,
Mm-hmm.
not terribly well dressed, smelling fairly strongly of salt and tobacco.
Awkward.
Best you can tell is likely either someone down on their luck or maybe just a straight up homeless person who's taking advantage of air conditioning.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. I'm going to attempt to this is let's do it. I'm going to attempt to turn a light on, just a light bulb.
Okay.
It's dark in here.
All right. Yeah, another wits, empathy, and weird -3.
Okay.
Lark, you come back in and you have no idea where Liz is. What are you doing?
Crap.
Can I spend willpower on this?
Yeah.
All right, I will do that to cancel it out.
Yeah, she's looking around. She is going to try to find her as quickly as possible right now.
Okay, give me wits and investigation -2. You're in a completely unfamiliar environment.
There we go. Sweet. 3 successes.
Okay. So you were thinking light bulb. Light bulb would be good. Just a little like, bing, bring some light in here.
Yep. Scared. You need light.
It's a little shocking to you then when you go to try and twist the threads and alter things slightly.
Mm-hmm.
And a number of floodlights just erupt into existence, casting a stark illumination, completely artificial, but glaring, blinding in its intensity. And you realize you're standing in the middle of a baseball field with the stadium lights shearing through this light, cold, dark rain that's falling in this immense gap of bare openness. And it completely, at least as best you can tell from the ambient light that's sort of emanating over the stands, almost completely empty stadium. Give me a intelligence. I'll give you an intelligence +2 to start with.
Okay.
You can add penalties to it to balance out how much you think Liz knew about sports before she was taken.
Let me think.
Lark, it takes you about 5-10 minutes looking around before you can find Liz, who's sort of half lounging in a chair with her arms behind her head, but you can pretty clearly see that a pair of her fingertips are touching the temple of the person's head behind her, who's also apparently asleep.
So that was intelligence +2, plus any penalties?
Plus any penalties you think you might employ, given how much or how little Liz probably knew about professional sports.
She probably didn't. She's kind of a goth kid. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll give myself a -2.
Sports ball.
Okay.
Yeah. I know who she hung out with. 0.
You didn't roll any dice. That would be a chance roll.
That would be a chance roll. Let me do that again. Chance rolls. Dice are my
That
thing.
was a-
Oh, that's a
It's a
That's a 1 on a chance roll, Jack.
Yep.
So,
Oh my.
All right.
one of our first dramatic
Oh,
failures.
okay.
my.
This is a football field.
No. She recognizes this stadium.
Mhm.
This is the stadium from one of the very first horror movies you've ever seen.
Oh no.
This is a stadium from that you remember very clearly from an extremely traumatic film viewing from when you were a child before you were even taken.
Oh no.
And right about now is when the werewolves jump out of, oh shit, here they come.
Oh god. Okay. Yeah.
Can you harvest your own terror?
Nope. You cannot
Now that
harvest
we're-
off of a changeling, no matter who they are.
Armor. I want armor. I can do that by spending something or other for my third. Where is that? Let me find that
I'm
page.
curious, Jack. Is this an actual horror movie?
Probably.
Probably who knows.
In the actual horror movie, it's not werewolves, though. It's a sentient tire.
Let's see.
Probably something like that.
Let me find that. I am
Kinda-
going to invoke Phantasmal Bastion.
Maximum overdrive?
I don't have
Oh.
an enemy. I don't have a token from an enemy.
It's called
Mm.
rubber. Look it up.
No.
Okay, I'm actually curious.
Not with a name like Rubber.
Unless the feather from Drummond would count, which I don't think it would.
Wow.
Nope.
Okay.
Actually,
All right.
just- no.
I will spend. How much does that cost? 1 glamour.
So, Lark, you're looking down at Liz, who's apparently doing dream shit again, when suddenly she has a gasping intake of breath. Her hands, the hand that's not touching the other person clenches tightly to the point where you can almost see the fingernails in threatening to break skin, and she is starting to shake physically as if she's subject to a mild tremor.
Okay. Lark is going to gently take Liss's other hand off of the guy's temple.
Oh.
Okay. So you gingerly reach down. Give me a, let's say, dexterity and athletics.
Okay.
Let's not have you dig out this guy's temple while you're in the middle of a nightmare.
One success.
Her hand is rigid, almost locked in a rigor mortis type aspect, but you slowly draw it away. Nothing seems to change. They're both still asleep. Liz is starting to tremor. And now the man is actually starting to tremor almost in unison as well. So
well,
Liz,
Yes.
fucking werewolves, man.
Yep, werewolves. And I just I want columns of like stone to come up around me as armor.
Okay.
Yep, because they're running at me. I don't
So
want-
this cage of stone begins to erupt from the ground.
Yep.
Defenses. What is your? Let's see. Let me take a look at your character sheet.
Yeah.
Quick.
Out of curiosity, if you die in the dream, do you die in real life?
You want to find out?
Sure. It's not me in the dream.
Yeah. Let's experiment with that.
All right.
Yeah. There's no roll.
Yeah. So
but I'm
you
doing
have
the
effectively 2 points of dream armor.
Okay. Cool.
As the first werewolf, still wearing the tattered remains of whatever high school baseball uniform came out of this movie, leaps at you, fangs and teeth bared. You're kind of, and there's something pink in its jaws. You're pretty sure it's part of a cheerleader's bra.
Oh. I'm gonna try and it's close to me now. It like tried to like go
Yes.
through. Okay, I'm gonna try and
it
hit
is
in the
well. You actually, it is its turn first.
Okay, never mind.
It's all good. All right. So let's see what we have here.
As my headphone apparently decides to stop working all the way. Always fun.
Come on, select the right things. There we go. All right. So your armor is 2.
2, and then does my
your defense?
glamour-
Your defense still affects.
Does my hedge armor also apply to this? My hedge.
No.
Okay.
You are just your brain.
Got it. Cool. I'm a
in the
floating brain.
dreamscape. Yep, pretty much. All right. Wits, dex, manipulation. Oh wait, no, your armor is 3. It goes by the highest, not the lowest. All right. This got a -6. You're actually not terrible in terms of what you can pull from that.
Sweet. Yes.
Nope. That would actually reduce it to a chance roll. So
Yeah.
let me do. And it misses. All right. However, there's 2 more.
Okay.
Your defense decreases by 1 for the second attack. Also a miss, though.
Sweet.
And the third one, it decreases by 1 again. 3 misses. These things are clawing and scrambling at these stone pillars, lashing out with long arms and extended, jagged, razor-sharp claws. You're able to dodge and back out of the way from most of their strikes, though, and none of them seem to make contact with your form.
Okay.
All right, your turn.
All right. So for Phantasmal Bastion, it has you like choose one when you do it. Can I change that during the dream, or would I have to invoke another?
Let me take a look.
Because it says choose either. Okay, I must choose.
All right. Yeah, you can
Okay.
either choose defensive or offensive when you
Got it.
when
All
you
right.
took it.
Cool.
Or you can have both if you spend 2 glamour instead of just 1.
I don't know how strong these things are. I'm gonna try and hit it first because glamour is costly. Especially for me. So I'm gonna try and let's see. Yeah, we're gonna pull out some needles and stab one of them in the nose.
All right. So your attack will be at a -6 because of their defenses as well.
Okay. And what is my attack?
And you're taking the offensive augmentation?
No. I took the defensive.
You're taking the defense.
But I'm just attacking now.
Okay.
As myself. Don't know.
So you can use your best power trait. So what's highest? Your intelligence, your strength, or your presence?
Intelligence or presence. I'm gonna do intelligence.
All right. plus your combat skill of choice. If you're using a thrown attack, it would be athletics. If you're stabbing at one of them for a with a handheld weapon, that'll be your weapon-ry. Okay, so your intelligence and weaponry plus your weird.
I don't have good weaponry. I do have firearms.
You could have conjured a gun or a bow if you would like a hand crossbow or a gun if you would have liked.
Yes, yeah, I will do a gun, the same kind of gun that I got from Summer Court, the armory.
Okay.
All right. Does my one-eyed apply to this?
Not in this case, actually.
Sweet.
Is it loaded with silver bullets?
It is loaded with dream bullets.
Yes. All right. Intelligence.
Are they dream silver bullets?
-6. I think that might still be a chance roll. Let me double
well,
check.
it's intelligence, firearms, and weird, and then -6.
That's still a chance roll. I'm gonna try it. Let's do it. Come on, chance. 0 successes, not a botch.
But not a botch. All right. So you sight down with this gun, this dream gun, and squeeze the trigger. It skims off one of these stone pillars, gouging a furrow out of it. And the wolves kind of leap back and start circling, prowling. You can hear the low rumble of growls coming out of their throats. Lark.
Yes.
So you've got a pair of synchronized seizures going on in front of you.
Mm-hmm. Lark is gonna try to wake up Liz.
How is she going to do that?
She's gonna try to take her by the shoulders and just shake her.
Okay. Give me a. Are you trying to do this just by? Are you doing this with severity? Are you doing this without trying to draw too much attention? What?
She's probably doing it with severity.
Oh, no.
Okay. Give me a strength and athletics. Liz is completely helpless in a sense. She's unconscious, so I'll give you a +2 to it.
Okay.
I have a vision of if this doesn't work, we then cut to where that librarian is working on something. And we just see in the background, Lark run by with a bucket, and then Lark running back with holding it carefully as water splashes back.
For whatever reason, I just had Lark running by with a shopping cart with Liz inside it, still shaking.
Liz, give me a wits and composure +1.
Okay.
Wake up!
Zero successes.
You're still rolling chances.
Oh wait. Oh, I am. That would do it.
Try that.
Not roll. Come on. With composure. +1. There we go. 2 successes.
Your eyes snap open. There's no werewolves. There's no stadium. There's no gun in your hand. Lark has you by the shoulders.
What?
You are breathing heavily, and you have lost a willpower point.
Oh.
Are you okay?
No. I'm speaking entirely too loud. Werewolves. I look. Oh, is he fine? I'm looking over at the other person. Are they still?
Who is laying there, eyes wide open, kind of looking out the corner of his eye at you, with a very paranoid look on his face. Given that he just had a terrifying dream about werewolves and then woke up suddenly to a girl going, werewolves!
Okay.
Who is very close in proximity to him.
Yep.
The fuck?
You have just cost this kid thousands of dollars in therapy.
He's 40.
Oh no, this guy's mid-40s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have cost this mid-40s gentleman thousands of dollars in therapy.
He doesn't have that money.
No.
No, he doesn't.
Just because you don't have it doesn't mean you don't owe it. As every bank in the world will tell you.
Yep.
No, it's bad dream. I'm gonna try and stand up and go away.
Lark is going to try to assist her standing up.
Okay. Yep. I'm gonna stand up.
Give me a manipulation and
Going to
subterfuge.
try to
me?
stand up and go away. Just Liz stands up and evaporates.
Subterfuge.
I mean, to be fair, what is
I can become
homeless?
invisible as long as nobody's looking at me.
That's my goal.
To be fair, what is homeless guy intending to do about this person had the same dream as me while they were sitting next to me?
I don't know.
You don't know. So
Oh, click.
he is still sort of struggling to get to his feet and clamber his way out of his chair, and you are out and around the corner of the bookshelves and gone.
Yep. I'm beelining for the craft section. It's safe there. I'm good there. Let's go there.
It's safe in the craft section.
Yes,
where there are
listen,
books about
My
needles
happy
and thread.
place.
Okay. Yes, you make it to the craft section. You see a librarian sort of 2 rows down go and apparently attempt to investigate what this kind of low-grade disturbance that was audible but not terribly visible.
Uh-huh.
But you feel like you have at least left the
Left the
theater
scene.
of war at the moment.
Cool.
So you're probably got a little bit of a buffer at least.
Okay. I'm pulling out a book. I'm just gonna bury my
Okay.
face in it for a minute.
All right.
Are you okay?
And you find books about crafts. There
Yes.
are plenty of them.
Yep. I'm gonna and oh, that's not a good one. I'm gonna find another one. Gonna bury my face in a book about embroidery stuff because that's I know what that is.
There's one of those like coffee table embroidery books
Yes,
that's huge
exactly.
in dimensions. Like you could
Uh-huh.
you could potentially use it as a small tent if you needed to, kind of
Perfect.
thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Perfect.
Yeah, you-
Okay. Yep. Just gonna
So it's like a hardcover atlas of
Yes.
embroidery.
Yes. Perfect. Okay. I got it like
Oh,
mostly
this,
around
this
me.
This is my
Good.
favorite disaster show.
Lark's gonna kind of like stand guard just
Okay.
to make sure that like the librarian or the guy doesn't track Liz down.
Give me a wits and composure.
Oh boy. It just spirals.
It does. One success.
You do not see anybody on their way.
Okay.
All right. Liz, do you have anything else to do at this library?
Well, I was gonna check out some books about crafts. This one's nice. I want this book. I'm
Okay.
good now. I put the
All right.
book. I close the book. Clutch it. All right.
I've
We're good.
spent,
Okay.
say, 30 minutes perusing the craft section for books.
No, I just want this one. This one is good.
Oh, just this one?
Just
Okay.
this
Yep.
one.
You,
I'm good with this
you
one.
got it. You get
All
back
right.
up to the front.
I got
the
it.
investigative librarian does not seem to have gotten back to the circulation desk yet. So you
Good.
hand it to one of the other
Yes.
employees,
Mhm.
volunteers, whoever's running this place. They check it out, stamp your little card, and you have a big book, the biggest book of embroidery that you could possibly find.
I like
Yes.
the idea that the
Not
same-
longest,
the-
just biggest.
I like the idea that the investigative librarian is the same one that told Lark to get off her phone. So
Probably.
It's just, yeah, sometimes you have those days. It's real bad. Okay. No, we can go now. I turn
Good.
back to Lark.
I think we need to get back.
Okay. What time is it?
What time is it?
It's pushing probably 1:30 now.
But
Okay.
it's so early.
I think we should get back. Adele will be awake now.
But
If you need to do any more research, you can.
No.
We're going back now. Okay?
But I could go glamour.
No.
Liz, give me an intelligence and socialize roll.
Okay.
Liz, ever hungry for glamour.
I have a -1. If this has anything to do with changelings, I have a -3. Is this to interpret Lark?
No.
Okay, cool.
This
Then
is
it's
just,
just
do you
normal.
think of a thing?
Okay. 1 success.
You are literally supposed to be going to the biggest glamour smorgasbord in the city tonight.
Okay, yeah, but that was a weird.
Someone's house is beeping.
That will be mine.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Okay. I will follow.
Good.
All right. So does anybody have anything to do, or shall we fast forward to the second open night of the Night Gallery?
Did Phage have anything that Phage needed to talk to anybody about?
There was a conversation with Adele that might have happened once Nero was done with his bit, but
okay, let's do it.
Go.
As Nero is heading off to presumably either get ready for opening again tonight or
Nero steps out of the room.
yeah.
Adele looks after like he literally just had a conversation about goblins and the like
Over the phone?
phone.
Yeah, yes, so over yes. Yes. But to properly answer you, because I was stressed out last night,
Yes.
it's how I deal with things. I need to go do something. I need to go make something. I need to talk to someone, preferably someone who's not as stressed out as I am. And I know that not everybody can go do the things that I intend to do at the same time, and I'm not going to stop anybody from doing their own business.
I suppose that's fair.
So yeah, I was going to go. Sorry, go on.
No, that's okay. Go.
So yeah, I was going to go deal with some stress and talk to my girlfriend for an evening, which helped a lot. Part of why I'm a little bit less tense right now.
I simply observed that on the whole, this is not judgment, this is not condemnation. On the whole, when you have the opportunity to either, for example, travel with the group or on your own, you prefer on your own. When we split up into groups and 3 people go this way and there's an option for this, you'll take the solo route. I recognize this because I do it too. I want to do it too.
That's generally speaking because I've got a task to do that doesn't line up with anybody else's. You'll notice we did go as a group to the Wrong Brothers. That's because we all had the same task to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to impede anybody from getting their job done if I can do it myself.
Very well.
It's just the way I handle stress. If I'm stressed out, I need to do something, and not everybody's always going to be going to do that thing with me.
I understand. Just keep an eye on it, please.
That's fine. Anyway, you want something to eat?
I've it holds up a coffee cup. I've had my breakfast.
You want
I'm-
something substantial
Holds
to
up a cigarette. I'm going to go finish the rest of my breakfast.
That's not.
I was
good
really
for you, girl.
hoping, and I'm saving my lunch for later.
No. Come on, a coffee isn't breakfast. Coffee and cancer-causing drugs. That's
breakfast.
That's not good for you, girl. I understand that you have less of a problem with things being healthy for you than other people, but it's still not good for you.
There are a lot of things that this could do to me. I can tell you with 100% certainty, this will not be the thing that kills me.
I'm not even worried about that. I'm just saying you should eat something substantial.
If it makes you feel any better, I'll make myself a cocktail later. And she goes outside.
That's not substantial, she says. She's heading out the door.
to the empty room.
John, you realize you hit the thing, muted yourself, and then spoke, right?
Oh, sorry. Where Nero is already smoking. I thought I had muted it previously. I had it backwards. I do a manual mute.
Manual mute. Click.
And it's not always obvious which one it is.
No, I get it.
Like sitting outside smoking, I just hold up the lighter towards Adele.
Thank you.
Okay. So you guys spend the next hour, puttering about, getting things prepped, that sort of thing. And as time goes on, probably around 4:00 is when you're all starting to feel the inclination. All right, be good to go and make sure everything's ready, prepped. We've got the preset to get started. Neofly has been mostly camped out in his room for the most part, either planning or brooding or both. Mira has been in and out, drifting around, offering to help people with anything they might have needed. Sometimes just being at somebody's elbow when they least expect it before drifting off to find something that they might actually be able to be productive with. But generally trying to make herself useful. And roughly around this time, people start piling into vehicles and heading to the night gallery.
Mm-hmm.
Security arrives shortly after you guys do. Nero, you have plenty of time to get people set as far as positions, assignments, locations, and that sort of thing.
Yep.
And
I brief the folks at the door
mm-hmm.
about just not going into too many specifics, but letting them know what John Carver looks like and saying, hey, if there's somebody that looks like this coming around harassing people, let me know. Just so that they're aware to keep an eye out in case he tries to in case he comes back trying to start trouble at the club.
Mr. Galera kind of gives a nod, looks around at everybody, and then sort of stepping forward to speak for the group. All right, boss. You got it? We'll keep an eye out for him.
Thank you.
Mr. Galera always Australian?
Mr. Galera seems to move back and forth.
Okay, just making sure.
You're not entirely sure. You know he could see you. And you had been previously walking with several changelings before he ambushed you. You're not entirely sure if he could see through them.
I don't know. I don't know
Right.
how much he knows, which is why
Right.
I'm having them keep an eye out for it.
Right. There is, of course, the question of if he can see through them. It's one thing if an individual thinks there is a singular threat and they are able to consistently identify it. You feel like he might react differently than you feel like he would react differently to, I know that something that is connected to me and is definitely /paranormal exists and might be a threat, versus holy shit, there's an entire nest of these fuckers.
Yeah.
Would probably provoke a significantly varied response. You think?
Yeah, I imagine it would have been. I don't think he is aware of the club, but I cannot confirm that he is not
Right.
aware of the club.
Mhm.
Which,
Yeah.
yeah.
And these are the sorts of things that are kind of scrambling their way through your brain, and that you are probably fairly discontent that you don't have a decent answer for.
It's part of why Nero's been so not solidly there.
Little frenzied.
Yeah, little
recently.
frenzied
Yep.
recently.
Mm-hmm.
And that's also why I'm not detailing the fact that he's a fetch, because I don't think if he does come around, I can't confirm that he would begin behaving as if they were changelings. So
right. Everybody, though, as you're coming up to the club and getting things set for the evening, everybody give me a wits and composure.
Okay.
Oh, good.
I wanted to talk
Drummond.
to Phage as well.
Okay. There will definitely be time for that in between
Yep.
setting up the lights and setting up the bar.
1
Cool.
success.
wits,
2 successes.
composure,
Uh-huh.
1 success.
One.
zero successes.
So, Nero, you're pretty distracted with all the security shit that you feel like you've got to get down.
Yep.
Adele, Liz, Phage, you guys are kind of looking around, making sure that everything's where you left it, and things seem to be fairly normal. Lark, partially because of your nature and your kinship with the species, and partially just because you got better senses and are looking around a little more than some of the others seem to be, you notice that one of the windows on the second floor is just absolutely covered with bird shit. Blanketed, almost.
All right, Drummond.
Where's Adele?
She's
window.
inside getting ready to get things set up, you assume.
That happened between this morning and now, because I was there earlier.
Okay. She's just gonna let Adele find that.
Give me an intelligence +2, I'll say.
Adele gets up to the office, turns to look
Yeah.
out the window.
Okay.
I'm
Adele,
assuming
I'm
that I go up to the
assuming-
office. I'm like,
Well, I'm assuming that Adele has blackout curtains in her office.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I mean, is it Adele's nature to pull back the curtains and look out the west end of the building towards the beaming sun, low angle incoming rays?
No.
Right. Okay.
No, but yeah, no, she keeps it available, so should she need to look out at night. But yeah,
Right.
no,
Right.
that's fair.
So
Yeah.
it'll probably be a little while before Adele would be would take the necessary actions for which she might need to notice.
Mark will probably mention it next time she sees Adele.
Okay. I mean, Adele will probably be out and about and around and checking on things. So yeah, at some point, Lark flags you down.
Lark says, I think Drummond left a gift for you.
Where?
On one of the windows to your office.
Well, there is a reason that we employ maintenance people.
Yes, but they're not
Then I
going
go
to be
check.
here during tonight's operations.
Then I
They
go
clean
check,
up
and I'm
after.
like-
And yeah, there is just like a You would call it a waterfall if it was moving?
You might want to clean that up before we open tonight.
Is that on one of the windows that's visible to the street?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's an outside
Straight
window.
up. Yeah, it's a street facing window.
He didn't shit on it from the inside, let's say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yes,
true.
but there are windows that face like the back end of the
The
building.
alley, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Got one
No,
maintenance person, but you're gonna have to ask me then.
Which she's going to
This is
do.
why I love setting
She
things
doesn't do
without
cleanup.
prestidigitation. All right, so you find Liz finishing up a conversation with Phage. So let's dial the minutes back a little bit
Yes,
and let
yes.
that happen.
Hi, Phage.
Hey, Liz. So I can help you.
I was wondering if you could have me talk to someone.
Sure. Who are you looking to speak to?
Sunset Blue.
All right, summer court or spring court. Correction. Spring court.
Yep.
All right. I mean, I guess that's my forte. So
She was in these notes, and I will, if I have a copy of them or if I've written them out, I will show you one of the notes where it says that blue is clean, and that is no small victory. On the one that was about a possible privateer.
all right.
She knows, she's been here a while,
And someone's been looking for privateers, and it looks like they confirmed she wasn't one.
which means they'd probably talk to her.
A bit, yeah.
Was that 2016 note, was that the first one we found, Jack? I think it was.
The 2016 one? No.
Yes.
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
Do you mean the first one you found or the first one or the earliest date?
No, the first one we found, the one we found on, because we found one on in a tree, and we found one on Kalanag.
The first
Correct.
one we found was the 2014 note,
Okay.
which
Yes.
was the one that talked about somebody privateering. The second one we found on Kalanag was the one that mentioned that blue is probably not, blue is clean, whatever that means,
Okay.
in the context of it being nailed to Kalanag.
Yeah.
Well, and you didn't find it on
Oh, no, it
Kalanag.
was-
You found it
we
caught
found
in
it
the briars
Caught in the
near
briars
Kalanag.
Yep.
That's right.
It was found near Kalanag, so it might be connected.
It's almost certainly connected if it was found near Kalanag.
Mm-hmm.
Had
don't know.
something. Yeah, I'll give you a hand as soon as I spot her.
Okay, thanks. Yeah.
You want me to just do the talking and get back to you, or you want to be there?
I want to be there.
All right, I'll let you know.
Okay. And then
Turn
Adele
around,
comes-
Adele.
Hi.
Hi. How are you? How was your day?
Bad. There were werewolves.
Occult roll?
Sure. Intelligence in occult? -3.
Because that could mean a lot of things.
It's less, yeah.
This was chased by actual werewolves, in
Mm.
which case we have a bigger problem than a fetch.
At the library.
Gasp.
One success.
I mean, werewolves are a thing, maybe? They're not, or maybe briar wolves, but you didn't know that she went into the hedge today?
Are they a threat at this particular instant?
No. I ran away. And I don't think he followed, so we're
Are
good.
they-
Girl, I need you to specify just a little bit.
I was trying to harvest a dream, and it went weird, and there were
Oh.
werewolves,
Okay,
and then I ran away.
all
Wait.
right. So dream werewolves.
Unless
those
they are werewolves that can invade dreams.
I turned on the lights. So,
was it because you were trying to mess with the dream and something went weird?
yes.
All right, this explains a few things. Do you
I've-
have
I've-
a bad experience with a horror movie or something?
I've just realized Liss's Guru deed name.
Turns on light.
No. Buries the lead.
Yes. And okay, well, we'll put a pin in that for now.
There are a lot of pins. Don't.
There are a
poke
lot
yourself.
of pins.
Don't poke yourself.
I
mean,
I
that's
can't tell if that was incredibly profound or just.
What did you want?
I don't know whether that was profound or somebody has learned too much about my past. Anyway,
Or just no selling the idiom.
there is I need to show you something
Okay.
in your capacity as maintenance person.
Okay.
So
Sure.
Because I feel like explaining it showing you will give you all the explanation you need as we head outside.
I'll let you know when I see her.
Thank you.
as Adele was going to find Liz, Lark is already cleaning up the bird stuff.
Aw. Should I head outside?
Yep.
You pointed out.
Mm-hmm. Well, apparently, that's not so much of a problem now. Wave. Lean in. Liz, think lurks after your job.
I told you. I walk away.
What if I had a pleasant conversation with one bird?
You
and that-
threatened him.
Yes, I did.
I don't turn around.
Yes, I did.
Yes.
By
That's
the
not
way-
a pleasant conversation.
By the way, you still have 2 questions.
Wait, I do? I turn
Yes.
around. Wait, really?
From Adele.
Yes.
Her actual.
I thought I
You
used
asked
them
like
all.
2. You asked like 3, and then walked away.
Oh goodness, that is true. Yeah. Okay.
Don't have to do it now. Just hopefully soon.
This is like a less toxic masculinity version of the slap game from How I Met Your Mother.
Yes. Yes, it is. Can you get me a meeting with Black Aggie?
So, Adele, you are intimately familiar with the legend of Black Aggie.
Yeah.
I don't know who the fuck that is, so could you explain?
I'm getting there.
Okay.
Black Aggie is the name given to a statue that was formerly placed on the grave of a Civil War general north of Baltimore. It was a replica of another sculpture entitled Grief. And it was basically the legend said that if you spend the night in this statue's lap, you will be visited by a convocation of literally the ghosts of every being buried in this particular cemetery. There were also rumors or anecdotes that wherever the statue's shadow falls during the daytime, no grass will grow. That the statue was said to move, or that its eyes would glow during the nighttime hours. And it was said that the statue was eventually removed and supposedly donated to the National Museum of American Art, although nobody has apparently seen it since. But the blank pedestal where the statue used to be still stands at that cemetery north of the city.
Okay.
Supposedly one of the most powerful and violent spirits, at least in the localized area. Many people who have attempted or tried to see the convocation of ghosts are rumored to have either died under mysterious circumstances shortly afterwards or disappeared during the attempt. It's not a pleasant thing, and it's something that if you are going to investigate would require a great deal of caution and preparation, even for someone like you.
Yes, but I won't. Because I don't want to see harm come to you.
Okay. I'm still gonna save that last question.
That's fine.
Lark, do you want help?
Can I hear her?
Yeah, she's only like a story and a half
Okay.
below.
Okay. I'm good. She gives a thumbs
Okay. Okay. It helps if you like manually remove it before adding liquid.
up. I'll do it my way.
Okay. It's wrong.
I don't care.
And the night proceeds.
Yep.
I like the idea that the fifth question ends up being something innocuous, like, "Can you pass the butter?" Sure.
No.
Question's done.
That is not a question. That is a
That's a
request.
request.
That is
Yes.
entirely different thing. That's why Adele was able to answer it the way that she was. Because she interpreted that as, are you able to, not will you?
Shortly before the doors open, Mr. Glare trundles into the main room. Miss Phage, there's somebody here to see you.
Ah, right. I'll be there in just a second. And she heads out.
Okay. Paige is there, dressed not casually, but not formally, somewhere in the middle.
Ah, yeah, that's fantastic, girl.
And I mean, honestly, she does. Yeah, no, she's put herself together. She's doing the little black dress thing, and seems to be a little uncertain of what she's getting into, but interested. She gives you a hug and a kiss and takes your arm.
All right, come on. I'll get you a seat at the bar right before the doors open. We got 15 minutes till all you people get to come in and have a great time, she says, opening the door just a little bit to let them hear the music.
Which Neofly has running right now. Tonight is meant to be a slightly more emotional gothic atmosphere, given that it's the day after Halloween. And
awesome.
he's selected a particular playlist to sort of contribute to a more evocative setting. But those 15 minutes pass.
Can I get a roll to work the crowd as I'm headed in?
Yeah.
Yay. This is kind of my job. Manipulation and composure.
Manipulation and composure, it's kind of a flyby, so I am going to give you a -1.
Manipulation and subterfuge or persuasion, I think.
Or
Or socialize?
Expression, actually, in this case.
Expression.
Expression in this case, yeah. And since it is just kind of a quick brush by, I'm going to give you a -1 on this one. It's not quite as easy as if you were able to concentrate.
It's not super difficult, though.
Mhm.
Still got a success.
All right. Yeah. So you pull a quick glamour off of a very, I want to say, emo goth teen
that wasn't really
attendee.
That wasn't really an attempt to harvest. It was just trying to get them excited for the night.
Oh, okay. In that case, yeah. If you weren't trying to harvest, yeah. There's a ripple of sort of ooh that goes through the crowd.
All right. I'll take Paige inside and get her a seat at the bar. You want anything to eat? Any drink?
Whatever you think is best. Leave that up to your expertise.
Will, what's the house special right now?
The house special is whatever I come up with on short notice.
Get me one of those.
And that's the house special.
And he starts whipping a few things together and comes out with something that is smoking and lime green.
I poured just a little bit of a shot of it myself to see what it's like.
It's heavy. It's sweet with kind of a smoky undertaste to it. Ice cold with the obvious dry ice component that's kind of bubbling at the bottom of the glass. And he says, I call it roundabout the cauldron.
Oh, you know me well. You like, so I sort of look over at Paige. You like strong, sweet, smoky?
I'll try whatever we have here tonight. And
right.
She takes it, knocks it back. Whew.
I said strong.
Yes. I like it. And right about now, the doors begin to open. The atmosphere is quieter this evening than it was on opening night. Post-Halloween event caters towards the darker emotions of this more gothic aspect. Everybody filters in, takes the next 10, 20, 30 minutes to get drinks, find seating, figure out which part of the room they want to have a vantage point of. And then just on cue, a brown-haired violinist takes the stage, causing a ripple of diversion as her bow creases her strings. Her music soars into the air, and for a moment you find yourself on a desolate moor, roofed by a clouded sky, clothed only in mist and chill winds. There is a palpable sense of tragedy-tinged loss that washes through the room as she plays, measure after measure after measure. Some of you know her, but for the mortals here, this is one of the first times most of them have ever seen her. But Sally Halfpence certainly knows how to work a crowd. List. Having finished your cleaning job
Yep.
and gone back to your catwalk to observe the room.
Yep.
Keeping an eye on the various changelings that have been let in slightly ahead of time. Give me a wits and composure.
Okay. 6 success.
Oh!
Almost
I see
immediately,
everything.
as soon as she breaks the door, your eyes are drawn to where Sunset Blue is. She wears a pillbox and veil tonight, alabaster makeup that kind of pushes the femme fatale boundaries. Her cobalt hair is this kind of lone counterpoint to an otherwise fairly lethal aesthetic that she's running. As the people come in, surprisingly, she seems more or less left alone at her table, as both mortal and changeling alike appear to be giving her a wide berth, which is not something that you usually observe.
No, that's not normal. Okay.
But
Yeah,
she
I'm gonna
sits,
scribble down.
She orders a drink, and she's just sitting, watching, eyes fixed rigidly on where Sally is playing her violin on the stage and working the crowd.
Can I tell what's up with her?
Give me a wits and empathy -2.
Okay.
I don't need to roll and I can tell what's up with her.
Something has rattled her. Four successes.
They obviously have history.
Oh.
Sally is entirely consumed with her performance. You can tell she is focusing every ounce of her own attention on what she is doing. And there is a flicker in the eyes of some of the mortals in the crowd as they're watching Sally do a combined musical performance, and there's almost a dance, not quite, but almost, to how she moves around the stage with her stringed instrument. Sunset is motionless, frozen almost. And for someone as in tune and talented with choreography as Sunset Blue is, that's unusual. She is usually always in some level of motion. You've never noticed her ever sit completely still like she is right now.
Mm-hmm.
But all you're able to pick up as far as details go is there's some sort of history here.
Okay. Yeah, I'm scrambling down to
Okay.
find her table downstairs.
All right. Easy enough. Nobody else seems to be pressuring towards it like they were on opening night. She doesn't have that knot of people kind of even almost subconsciously clamoring for her attention. And you walk unimpeded directly up to where she's sat.
I'm gonna sit down. Still staring at her.
You
She
got the
glances
talker
over.
for a reason, and then you didn't get the talker. Okay.
I'm not hiding if Phage was looking for Sunset Blue.
Okay. Well,
Give me a wits
Phage-
and composure -2 because you're a little distracted
Yeah.
at the bar, Phage.
Yeah, she'd be trying to keep an eye out for Sunset Blue, but also making sure, for
Mhm.
instance, nobody is messing with her girlfriend.
Right.
Yeah.
Wits and composure. You said minus what?
2.
-2.
Mm-hmm.
2 successes.
Okay, so yeah, your attention is diverted, but you are able to keep tabs on the various moving parts that have you concerned in this room. And Liz is probably still 5 yards from the table, but when you notice, but it's enough time for you to finish what you're doing. Tap Paige on the shoulder and kind of give her the everything good. I need to go do a thing, and make your way over there. Liz, you've got probably 20 seconds before Phage is going to arrive. And she's just kind of looking at you.
Sorry.
4?
I don't know what's up with that, but it seemed preemptive sorries are always good. I usually make
not.
people say sorry. Or I usually have to say sorry to people that was messed up. That was the opposite way.
Never apologize for who you are.
Okay. Thanks.
But drink first, talk second.
Okay.
And that's where we're going to leave it for tonight.
Say bye, everybody.
Bye.
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 Goodbye.